Hi guys, Dan Hendrickson here at Torquay Golf Club. Hashtag Ask Dan. Getting quite a few requests coming in regarding longer irons. So today I thought we'd have a little look at the Titleist TMB iron. Thought I'd put it up against the MIZUNO MP18 high fly iron. Now both three irons. The Titleist is at 20 degrees in loft and the high fly is at 19 degrees in loft. Let's get back into the studio. Let's have a little look at what they look like, what they feel like, what numbers they're getting, and then I'll report that back into you. Just looking down at the MIZUNO high fly, it's clear that MIZUNO have really tried to work hard to blend this club head into any set that the MP range has. The other thing is the feel off the face. Now there is like a little pocket in here for a little bit of extra ball speed sort of tapped inside the head here, just to help increase that ball speed, but I'm just feeling like the feel off the face is very similar to what I felt with their other range. Whereas the Titleist TMB head, it's a hollow construction, so it's very, very different to, let's say, their range in AP2, AP3, CB and MB. And it's a very tinny sound off the face, probably a sound that you would feel maybe more towards, let's say, the AP1. So it's very unique in that sense, but I would look at this sort of feel off the face as more of a, I don't know, a game improvement iron, more so than, let's say, a player's iron that likes to feel maybe a little bit more of a solid, firmer feel off the face. Now I'm not saying that that's a problem, I'm just saying that it's very, very different to what the, let's say, the high fly is feeling. And each player will want a different feel from each club, but for me, I think more I would like to see maybe the blend in the irons moving into the MIZUNO. So if I had a set of MIZUNOs, I would see that blend into that iron as pretty normal, should we say. Whereas the Titleist is going to be a very different feel. And that's a big change from, let's say, blending in with a set. Okay, let's look at some of these numbers. So MIZUNO to start us off with, average ball speed 136.7 compared to the Titleist at 135.1. If we look at the launch angles, look, averaging 10.2 degrees in launch with the MIZUNO compared to 12.2 degrees in launch with the Titleist. Now remember, the Titleist is at 20 degrees in loft and the MIZUNO is at 19 degrees in loft. So you could expect there to be a little bit of a difference in launch from the fact that they're just slightly different in loft. If we look at the backspin now, you can see spin with the MIZUNO is at 3.792, so nearly 3.8, compared to 3.775. So absolutely nothing in it from the spin point of view. So let's look at peak height. MIZUNO peaking out at 25, highest one there at 29 and lowest at 22. So if we look at the Titleist, we've got 29 peak height and highest at 31 and down to 23. Carry distance now 209 carry with the MIZUNO and 209 carry with the Titleist. Let's say best to best 114 with the Titleist compared to 114 with the MIZUNO. So the difference between the two really is the fact that the Titleist is just maybe pushing that ball off the face a little bit higher, getting that peak height just a fraction higher than what the MIZUNO is doing. Difference in feel, well, definitely I could feel with that Titleist that it was more of a tinnier feel and something that I would feel maybe more in a game improvement iron. The MIZUNO certainly getting that consistency when it comes to, let's say, if you were blending this in with a set of blades or a small cavity back iron, that MIZUNO really would blend in from a feel point of view very much the same. Whereas the TMB, if you're coming from a set of blades or from my point of view a CB in that Titleist range, this is going to feel very different. It's going to feel very tinny compared to a more thuddy feel than what I would get from my, let's say, my CB irons. From my point of view, if I'm playing, let's say, a links course, I would want that MIZUNO to come into the game maybe a little bit more. I feel like I can get maybe a flatter flight out of it, maybe launch it slightly lower, get that peak height down a little bit. Whereas if I was playing maybe a parkland course like here at Torquay, or certainly around the world when we play other courses, I would want to maybe play the TMB because it might just launch it a bit higher, maybe just peak out that fraction higher and get maybe that descent angle just a little bit steeper into those greens. A really, really good experiment. Two clubs that, you know, really are in the same type of category when it comes to a long iron, but very different in feel, probably similar in looks, but very different in feel and very different in performance from both of them. So let me know, have you tested these two clubs? Are you gaming either of these two clubs? Let me know, put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Keep sending in your questions, #AskDan, and I look forward to catching up with you again soon.